We are here at Kinsham Raceway, just on the border of Wales. There's a lot of successful riders come out of this place. I myself grew up riding here, but today we've got a bit of a mongrel. So Ryan had this sitting in the shop, didn't know what to do with it, and then we spoke when I was riding there a couple of days ago, and he said, yeah, you need to build one as a Supermoto. So boom, wheels are in with just some road tyres, bigger front discs, standard brakes, standard suspension, already. I mean, I'm looking forward to riding it. I can't wait to see what it's going to be like. I'm pretty blown away with it already, just looking at it. Yeah, should be exciting. I've also got my Husky 450 here. This is what I'd race in the British Supermoto Championship. I've won quite a few races on this bike. It's quite proven that it can do quite well. So we brought it as kind of a bit of a baseline. I'm hoping I don't hate it by the end of today. I'm hoping I hate that really, because I'm a big advocate for petrol, 2 strokes, everything, I love it. So I'm probably the perfect person to ride that, because my reaction will be an honest reaction. But we'll just see how this compares to that. This is going to be a lot stiffer, the brakes are going to be a lot better, which is obvious because that's on standard brakes. Suspension is already set up for me for doing British Championship, so there is going to be a lot of positives to this bike, but it'll be interesting to see what that does. Mate, I love it. It's pretty sick. Yeah, the front's going a bit. I think we pull the forks through.
Yeah, we'll drop them.
Pull the forks through to the handlebars. I think it'll put a bit more weight on the front, because I can just feel it chattering away from me.
Lift, doesn't it?
I think we let a bit of air out the rear tyre, let it grip a bit more, because it feels like it's skating a bit.
Are they grippier than you thought?
Yeah, they are, to be fair. The suspension definitely needs some different springs on it or something, because the way it reacts, I don't think you could actually adjust it to be better. It can't quite react quick enough for what it's doing. It does feel quick.
Are you right?
I'm endoing it into that end corner.
Oh, so brakes is good.
They're pretty good, but they wouldn't last.
No, wouldn't last a race.
No, like that's well spongy now.
Gearing feel
mega.
Does it?
Mega. For round here, mega. I think we need to go a lot smaller for Cadwell.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, it just keep going.
It's mint. Like,
do you know, it'd be worth doing a video, doing a top speed run on one. Let's do a small sprocket, steering damper, and let's see how fast it'll go, because I think it'd do like 140.
Do you feel the front wheel going then? When you're going on a straight?
No, but if you were going at speed with these bikes, they want to go pretty quick. I think we'll get it on the stand, we'll pull the forks through.
You do some laps and you go through. I bet you don't even want to go on that.
No, I love it. So there was a few things I noticed. I thought the bike was quite rear end biased. It sat on its arse quite a bit really. So what we've done is we've moved the forks right through so they're flush with the handlebars really as much as we can go. I think for future, I think we're gonna have to chop the forks a little bit, make them a bit shorter, just so it gets it on its nose to turn a lot better. That helps in Supermoto a lot. The rear shock was quite bouncy. So we stiffened that up quite a bit, and then we went a bit more, then we've gone a bit more again, but it's still just a bit too much kind of like resistance in it, a bit bouncy. Needs to work a bit more with the rear tyre, which will also help by putting some proper Michelin Supermoto tyres on. But other than that, front brake was good for the first 3 laps, but then just started to burn out, which it obviously would, because of how good the Husqvarna's brakes are. They've all come as standard with them on, because they need them bigger brakes. In terms of modes-wise, we started off in 50, that felt more than enough, that felt lovely to ride. Then we bumped it up to 60, but we were mainly just playing around with, because I've never ridden an electric bike on Supermoto, it's more seeing which regenerative engine braking mode we're going to need. So we started in like 70, then we went to 80, then we went to 90, and before you knew it, we were in 100. And 100 actually works really well. You're a bit maybe knackered if you wanted a bit more. I don't know if you can plug in and get a bit more, but 100% still felt really good. Give me quite a good feeling. If the rear came off the floor when I'd endo, it'd back in quite nice and it'd come back. So you almost kind of want to endo this bike to get it to lock up, to then turn in. Power-wise, we started in 50, then we went to 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. And I don't know if the motor's getting a bit tired with constant flat out. She was definitely warm towards the end of the sessions. I was expecting it to be quite a bit of an animal, but it definitely wasn't. It's really, there's a lot of feel through the throttle. Like that first initial pickup, there's quite a bit of feel in the way it picks up. Whereas when I've rode them on motocross trim, they seem to be quite zoom, like quite snappy, like an on and off switch. It has really surprised me the way it picks up off the corners, and yeah, I've got to say I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed riding it. I'm glad I've taken his offer up, and I'm glad we've done this, and I can't wait to do a bit more.
Right, Matthew.
Are you alive?
How's the tyre?
Alright, that'll do another day, that will. They can take a lot more than you think, these tyres. I can't believe what a piece of kit it is. Just put some wheels in it, bigger front disc, that's it. And already it feels like it could probably be in the contention to beat a proper Supermoto. But the power's ridiculous. The power feels like what you should have. They always feel a bit slow, like they need a bit more. This feels fast, but it's how long it can keep going fast for. So I think we'll come back, we'll do a few more bits to it, put some Michelin tyres on it, get the rear shock done because it's a bit bouncy. Probably maybe chop the forks a little bit, get them a bit lower so it's on its nose. Bigger front brake, bigger master cylinder, and I think we come back on a nice warm day, get some proper timing on it, proper grip, get to grips with it and do some lap times and see how long duration it can actually do, to see if it's long enough to do a race with it. That is part 2. See you then.